Well, simply put, this is a massive game at St. James's Park where Chelsea historically do not do well. 3 points absolutely critical as Chelsea begin this week in the top four position. An early kickoff here on Saturday after midweek assignment against Cardiff means that Chelsea's turnaround time has been very quick, but we did manage to rotate a lot in that Carabao Cup quarter-final clash. This one, a completely different kettle of fish. Newcastle United at St. James's Park, one of the worst stadiums for us. Last time we won there, 2021 under Thomas Tuchel. A lot has happened since. This one, a completely different kettle of fish. Newcastle United. Well, Chelsea have made a few changes from their last game that we won in the Premier League against Everton. So has Newcastle have been forced to make a few as well, but it's an early kickoff. Chelsea should be up for it. It's one thing that is for sure, that the Newcastle fans will be up for it, and we're off and running at St. James's Park. Chelsea looking for back-to-back wins in the Premier League. 2-0 victory against Everton. A win here would really strengthen our position high up the league. And as for Newcastle, they've had a bit of an indifferent run under Eddie Howe, but they did qualify for the Carabao Cup semi-finals, which will give them a lot of confidence. In midfield, of course, for Chelsea, Moises Caicedo back in the starting 11 after serving his 3-match suspension. But Enzo Fernandez drops to the bench. Interesting move there, but Chelsea's bench in terms of attacking options is razor thin. Only Buonanotte and Mark Guiu there, so Enzo Fernandez off the bench will be crucial for us. Cole Palmer, back-to-back starts for him. Scored against Everton. Just gave us that calmness and the composure after not starting the game well. But his early goal just made sure that things really did settle for Enzo Maresca's side. A lot has happened in the last week after that victory. Did go public with feeling that the support wasn't there for him in a difficult December. Cole Palmer wins the ball back. Here's Caicedo. Against Joao Pedro and Caicedo. Now looking to form part of that spine here. Lovely turn there by Cole Palmer. On the left-hand side is Alejandro Garnacho, who scored a brace against Cardiff. Off the bench here, it's Cole Palmer. Flicks it towards the far stick. And it might have just clipped the crossbar. Oh, it's a cultured effort there from Cole Palmer. Trying to catch out Aaron Ramsdale. It starts off with the Cole Palmer turn. Garnacho on the left-hand side providing the width. Commits a couple of players. This first touch by Palmer is good. It takes a wicked deflection rather. And crashes against the roof of the net. Nearly the perfect start here. Chelsea historically have done very poorly at St. James's Park. But now our defense looks a lot more settled. Malo Gusto now not just a right back but scoring goals. 2 goals after scoring none in his 99 games at the club. Reece James back in midfield. That power now restored with Caicedo and Reece James in midfield. I thought the combination of Reece James and Enzo Fernandez did not work. But this combination, when Caicedo and James are the midfield pivot, gives us a much more stronger base. And Newcastle haven't been the Newcastle of last season. That Carabao Cup trophy now a distant memory. They've been pretty poor since the summer window. They did well to recruit Nick Woltemade. He looks like a class striker, but Alexander Isak was a different commodity last season. Hasn't been the same for him either. Wesley Fofana does well under pressure. Oh, he's lost out the ball there to Tonali. Here's Bruno Guimaraes. Sweeps it on to the right-hand side. Newcastle looking for a fast start here. Cross comes into the box. Nick Woltemade. Oh, what a save. And surely 1-0 for Woltemade. There's a slip at the far stick which prevents Chelsea from clearing their lines. It's a dream start for Newcastle. And Nick Woltemade, having scored the own goal against Sunderland, now makes amends. Well, there was an all-timer save there by Rob Sanchez. It has been completely wasted. There was a chance to clear it at the far stick. Someone has slipped and fallen at the most inopportune moment. It starts with Wesley Fofana. What is he doing dribbling there? Makes you question. They've put the ball into the box. Decent whip on it. this save by Sanchez is so good, but that from Chalobah is so poor. You have to bail out your keeper, man. That is an outrageous save. But he loses his footing, and Newcastle have the early lead. Oh, this save from Sanchez just deserved better. Chalobah, come on, you have to do better. Chelsea concede. What is it about St. James's Park in Chelsea, man? We just managed to concede the most comical goals. It's been the worst possible start, and Newcastle having scored late in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals with Lewis Miley scoring the goal. Now have Nick Woltemade getting an absolute gift before Christmas. That really does suck. We look decent. Newcastle weren't really threatening the first time they put the ball into the box. It's panic stations. Wesley Fofana has to do better, man. Yes, we like his ball carrying abilities, but once you lose the ball there, we're in all sorts of trouble. Now Chelsea have to go again. Cucurella clears. Chelsea have to respond quickly. We have to see whether or not this is a different Chelsea under Enzo Maresca. We lost this fixture 2-0 last season, but Nico Jackson was sent off in the first half. Again, no real reason to panic here for Chelsea. Just have to score that next goal as quickly as possible and as basic as it sounds. Oh, Fofana wraps it to Palmer, does brilliantly. Chelsea have an attack here. Pedro Neto's in the box here. Chelsea's top scorer lays it off, nearly finds Cole Palmer, but Garnacho has the ball. Garnacho skies that over. There was a chance there. Half chance for Chelsea, but good response and applauded by Enzo Maresca. All started with a fist ball to Cole Palmer, who had no right to bring that down. And Pedro Neto's cutback, if that's slightly into the path of Cole Palmer, it's a shot for Palmer. Instead, it was Garnacho. Just skies that over, but good response there from Chelsea. Looking for that equalizer as quickly as possible. Woltemade's header. Chelsea have to make sure that the second balls are won, because Woltemade will win a lot in the air. We have to accept that. He's, 6'5", 6'6", and he's got a delicate touch to him as well. So those second balls are going to be so crucial. There you go. Woltemade brings it down immediately, and now Newcastle on the move on the right-hand side. Swift attack here from Newcastle United. Jacob Murphy's on the right-hand side. Cucurella has to make sure. Malo Gusto's gone to ground here. Cross comes into the box. Cucurella does well, and he clears that away. I think Chelsea will have to make a substitution here. Malo Gusto was struggling with injury here. He's gone down, but Chelsea might continue their attack here. Newcastle turn the ball in their favour. Cross comes into the box. Anthony Gordon, what a save! Rob Sanchez with a magnificent save. Well, you've picked up a yellow card for his protest, but my goodness me, Chelsea at 6s and 7s now. Malo Gusto has gone to ground. Prior to that, Chelsea carry on. They turn the ball over. Nothing to complain there, because Chelsea carry on with the play here. Yep, we tried to attack. Newcastle win the ball back. Oh, the pick out here for Anthony Gordon is perfect, because Malo Gusto is on the ground. But this save from Rob Sanchez is terrific. He has pulled out two magnificent saves. He needs help here. Malo Gusto is back on his feet. We expect better there from Malo. He was on the ground for far too long. If that's not a serious injury, it nearly costed us a goal. Sanchez has pulled out two brilliant saves, and he's picked up a yellow card. Hectic start at St. James's Park. Nick Woltemade, the ball is sticking to him in the early stages. Chelsea have to make sure that somebody is touch tied to him, and not Malo Gusto or Pedro Neto. It's Lewis Hall, the former Chelsea left back, whips this ball into the box. Sanchez is caught in no man's land, and Joao Pedro heads that away for another corner. Pressure mounting on Chelsea. The Newcastle fans are up for it. Chelsea under the pump. What's up, Manny? Terrible goal to concede, man. There's a slip at the back post. Sanchez pulled out a brilliant save. Woltemade. It's a simple goal. Yep, fresh cut. Oh man, it's been the worst start at St. James's Park. Could get worse though if Chelsea don't defend this corner well. Got a lot of size and presence with Sandro Tonali getting ready to whip this in-swinger with his right foot. Tonali delivers. Sanchez happy to see that crash onto the roof of the net. Goal kick for Chelsea. Well, Eddie Howe will be absolutely delighted with this start. They've been up for it. They've matched Chelsea, but few half chances for Chelsea, so it's not all doom and gloom. Again, we conceded that goal. 2 mistakes from our centre half, 1 from Fofana, driving with the ball and losing it high up the pitch, and then Trevor Chalobah with a critical slip, man. He had plenty of time to clear that. Once he slips, he's completely done from there, because Voltemada has the easiest task of smashing that back in the... And he's now the top scorer at Newcastle. Again, for all the difficulties that he's faced, did score that unfortunate own goal, which turned out to be the winner in that time where Derby. Tonali, Fofana is aggressive, and Malo Gusto clears. Chelsea just need to get composure and control of the ball here. A lot more in that midfield. Newcastle have packed that up as usual. They go with that 3-man midfield with Guimaraes, Tonali. They got Jacob Ramsey. Interesting selection there by Newcastle. Had a few defensive injuries here, Newcastle, but still they've been managed to put out a strong back four. Lewis Hall at left back, Fabian Schär and Malik Thiaw. Malik Thiaw has settled in very nicely at Newcastle. Critical that Chelsea don't concede the next year. Worst case scenario, 1-0 at half time. You know that Chelsea get better as the game goes on. First halves have been nowhere near the levels. Second halves generally better, but on the bench we've got very few options attacking wise to affect the game. No Estevao, no Jamie Gittins, only Mark Guiu and Facundo Buonanotte. Both I do not expect to come on. Enzo Fernandez and Andres Santos on the bench too if Chelsea do need a goal from midfield. The options are thin. Reece James. And in midfield is where Chelsea need to just showcase their class here. Reece James and Moises Caicedo. Demand for the ball. Make things happen. Reece now being a permanent fixture in midfield. Complete rebirth under Enzo Maresca. Dropped that absolute clinic against Arsenal. Oh, that's a terrible giveaway there by Caicedo. Here's Lewis Miley. It's a brilliant challenge there by Moises Caicedo. Clean as a whistle. And it's a brilliant pass forward here for Alejandro Garnacho. He's up against Miley. It's a heavy touch there by Garnacho. Poor there from the Argentine. In rush of blood to the head there. He just needs to slow things down after doing very well to isolate Lewis Miley there. He's not got a natural right back to deal against, so he needs to be a bit more shrewd with his movement here, not just push and run. Seen that he's clinical in front of goals. Those 2 goals against Cardiff were so well taken. A lot of people say, yep, it's against Cardiff, but the quality of finish is something that you love to see in a winger. He's relentless. He keeps attracting chances. It's all about being clinical though. Again, Fofana following Voltemada, but Voltemada able to... Oh, they've given the ball away here to Pedro Neto. He has to quickly release. Joao Pedro finds Pedro Neto again. It's Pedro Neto on his right foot. It's a poor decision there from Neto to take that on his right. He had Cole Palmer and Joao Pedro both waiting. Oh, it's a needless foul given by Pedro Neto. Again, poor IQ displayed there by Pedro Neto on both the attacking front and the tackling. Keep the pressure on. Don't allow Newcastle a way out. That's where they lost the ball on a couple of occasions. Chelsea need to make sure that can compound on those errors rather than giving them a way out. Great pass there by Ramsdale. Wow, what a pick out that is. Onto the right hand side. If your goalkeeper can bypass the press, 40-50 yard pinger, nothing better. Malik Thiaw, Sandro Tonali on the base of the midfield. He's got legs around him. Tonali's got an engine on him as well. Reece James, Cole Palmer. Trevor Chalobah does well under pressure. This is where we need every Chelsea player to demand the ball. Nobody can go hiding here. This is not the place. You'll get eaten alive. If the players are not up for it, the crowd will certainly be. Always had a number. It's been 4 years under Thomas Tuchel. The last time we beat Newcastle, they were a completely different Newcastle and we were a completely different Chelsea then. Here's Lewis Hall on the left hand side, past Malo Gusto, but Gusto does not give that up. Slight challenge, but can't prevent the corner. Newcastle have had a couple of corners already. Newcastle physically can definitely match us, so it's all about the technical ability, whether or not Chelsea can use that to our advantage to try and pick things out. Had a few Tonali corners so far. 3 for Newcastle, none for Chelsea. He's trying to aim for that front post, top corner. Rob Sanchez has to be mindful of the gap. Tonali delivers. He goes for height instead. Sanchez with a brilliant claim there. Fantastic, and it's a quick release. Oh, it's a suicidal pass here, but the foul has been given. Oh, Chelsea get away with that one. Sanchez under pressure does throw the ball. Luis Saul and Moises Caicedo getting into it. Brilliant claim there from Sanchez, who's been top notch in this match. Look at that, he's trying to get that quick release. He's off balance, and thankfully the referee blows the whistle because Luis Saul. Yep, you can see clear foul there by Fabian Schär. But what Sanchez does very well is not just with the high claims, but also his quick release is a great source for a counter-attack. Here's Anthony Gordon. Voltemara, he's been stripped off the ball. Tonali recycles onto the left-hand side. Ramsey, Gordon, good defending there by Malo Gusto. Chelsea struggling to keep the ball though. 15 minutes on the clock. Newcastle will be absolutely pleased by the start. 2 wins in the last 5. Chelsea's December started in the worst possible manner. In the Champions League, in the league, there was absolutely no respite. So that 2-0 victory against Everton, we weren't at our best. Did concede a few chances right towards the end, but the 2-0 victory was the perfect tonic really, and need to capitalize on it. Can't afford to drop points, let alone lose. Jacob Murphy onto the right hand side. Guimaraes. Clever pass. Might be offside there, but play continues. It's Tonali. Cucurella is there. Good defending there by Cucurella. I think he was offside maybe there. He was a positive run there by Sandro Tonali from centre defensive midfield, making that lung-busting run to get into the box. But good defending there by Marc Cucurella. We need his experience. He cannot be switching off, especially with Jacob Murphy on that right-hand side. He'll be whipping balls in. Cucurella has to be touch tight as much as he can, and that's why he must avoid a yellow card for as long as possible. Every time Cucurella picks up a yellow card, you just feel like one of his best abilities or attributes is compromised because he can't be touch tight and, just go into those challenges. Garnacho. Cucurella. Cole Palmer. Again, linking up with Joao Pedro nicely. Chelsea keep the ball. Beautiful play there. Cole Palmer asking a lot out of Garnacho. Easily defended by Fabian Schär, and Ramsdale clears. Ooh, that is very timid defending there by Trevor Chalobah. He has to go with a lot more force. He gets the header off Voltemara, but it fell straight to a Newcastle player. As a centre-back, you will be tested throughout the game here. Caicedo. Palmer tries the nutmeg. Chelsea turn the ball over again. Lewis Miley put under pressure. Does very well. It's Malik Thiaw though. Don't expect the centre-half to make the run on the right wing. Brilliant there from the German. Ooh, Reece James has given the ball away, and Caicedo bails us out big time. It's looking rather scrappy, rather scratchy from Chelsea. Cucurella with aggressive play. Caicedo, he's there first. Oh, he suffers a nasty challenge. Play continues though. Pedro Neto. Joao Pedro drops deep, waits for support. Good hold up there from Joao Pedro. Needs to release it quicker. He does brilliantly with the turn and pretty much sums up Joao Pedro. He does very well to get away from tricky situations, but he does not release the ball that touch quicker. Just a lot of excellent play here from Joao Pedro. The way that he just shimmies and shakes away from the challenges. Lovely turn there. Now, release. Just leaves it short. But better. Caicedo absorbs the challenge then nicely. Bruno Guimaraes making sure that Caicedo isn't rusty after his time off. 3 games in the Premier League after that red card against Arsenal. It's a long time ago, doesn't it, as Cucurella plays an aimless ball, but it turns out to be decent as Malo Gusto, of all people, chasing it down the left-hand side. He's left that side open for us, though. Newcastle might take advantage. Fofana, again, very rough with his challenge. Goes right through the back of Anthony Gordon. Well, Chelsea making sure that we do not lose the physical battle here. Because if Newcastle dominate that area, Chelsea can be in for a very long afternoon. Big games today and tomorrow really shape up top half of the table. Into the 20th minute, Chelsea still looking to really test Aaron Ramsdale in goal. Lewis Hall will deliver. Chelsea holding an absurdly high line. But he plays it short to Anthony Gordon on the left-hand side. Gets away from Pedro Neto. Decent ball in. Voltemada! It's 2-0. The offside flag stays down. And Nick Voltemada has a brace with 20 minutes on the clock. Chelsea's defending in the wide areas have been questionable, to say the least. And it's only the offside flag that will save us here, because it's a peach of a ball in. It's a lovely first-time finish from the German. Chelsea in all sorts of trouble with 20 minutes on the clock. Again, that kind of space cannot be allowed to the centre forward here. Anthony Gordon on the left-hand side is up against Pedro Neto. Just shifts it away. The offside flag might save us, but we'll be very lucky. Again, Wesley Fofana's defending is nowhere near good enough here. He's allowed Nick Voltemada to get a free shot there. That cannot happen. Just gets a toe on it. Good enough. It's got the reach, and it's only offside that will save us. And it really would be a save. It's one of those marginal calls. You just hope that falls in your way. But Chelsea in real trouble. I never really expected us to get anything in this game. St. James's Park continues to be a nightmare ground for us. With Nick Voltemada scoring that own goal in the Tyne-Wear derby, now pretty much putting that to bed and making amends in some form here. A brace in 20 minutes on a hat-trick, and he'll be very much up for it to get it. Malo Gusto is playing him onside, man. Is that Malo Gusto? No, it's Moises Caicedo rather. Number 25. Yeah. I mean, this would be very cruel on Voltemada if he's just leaning forward. I don't even know. If they give it, which they should, really wake Chelsea up, but this goal is somehow ruled offside. Chelsea have gotten real lifeline, really catching life, but I don't think so. Caicedo's leaning back. His back foot might be keeping Voltemada offside. The longer it goes on, gives me a bit of hope, but it's often hope that kills you. Just quickly point to the spot. Damn it. Nick Voltemada waiting with bated breath. Chelsea will get so lucky here, man. I don't know how you can call that as offside, because yeah, he's on. They've delayed that for a long time, but pretty much confirmed what we already knew. And Newcastle, with 20 minutes on the clock, have their foot on the throats of Chelsea here. Nightmare game, man. Jeez. Newcastle fans get to celebrate again. Nick Voltemada has a brace, and it's looking long for Chelsea. As I mentioned before, our options off the bench, attacking-wise, is razor thin. Again, the defending from wide areas, very questionable. This is where you want Malo Gusto to be defending Anthony Gordon and not Pedro Neto. It's a brilliant ball in. That's very poor. Again, avoidable goal, but Eddie Howe knows Knows the importance of that goal, and 3 massive points on the way to Newcastle United if Chelsea can somehow pull out a miracle here. But historical evidence tells me that this game is done. Well, the early kickoff on Saturday, if you win that, you can enjoy the rest of the Premier League games with your feet up and chill. But when you lose, it really is a sucker punch, and you're just hoping that the teams around you drop points. Terrible first half. No control, no attacking threat. Defensively, we've been at 6s and 7s. It's been pretty average performance. We have better teams. Better Chelsea teams have gone to worse Newcastle teams. Travelled here. Still managed to lose. It's one of those grounds where kind of accept defeat early on. Chelsea, if have any hope in this match, have to score in the next 20 minutes. But Newcastle always have a threat. Got plenty of pace. Anthony Gordon, Jacob Murphy. Threat on the wings. Chelsea have not defended the wing areas well whatsoever. Brilliant pass there by Ramsdale again. Lovely turn. Newcastle looking very fluid here. Jacob Murphy onto the right hand side. It's a good defensive effort there by Moises Caicedo. Thankfully, he reads the danger well. But if you're going to just play long balls to Joao Pedro, it's just going to be a long afternoon. He's up against Malik Thiaw and Fabian Schär. Good luck, Joao Pedro. Gordon, Tonali. Gusto does well. Leaves his body on Anthony Gordon. It might be a foul. Again, just inexperience there by Malo Gusto. He loses his footing. He knows he's lost that race. He wants to prevent the cross, but he ends up committing a needless foul. It's a free kick opportunity for Newcastle. This could get worse before half time. Good challenge there by Gusto. He just loses his footing. Yeah, Manny, it's not going to happen this game. I only see it getting worse, unfortunately. Just one of those grounds, just one of those teams where you just can't get it done. Not one of those teams where you can just show that consistency when it really needs. Because December now, it's 20th of December. It's been a terrible month. Enzo Maresca won Manager of the Month in November, and since then it's gone pear-shaped as us. Poor free kick routine there. Cole Palmer nips it. Oh, it's a terrible touch there by Garnacho. My goodness me. Garnacho has showcased some very poor touches, and because of that, he has to go lunging in for the foul. It's a free kick. It's a yellow card to Garnacho as well. Almost feels like we might need to sacrifice an attacker, as stupid as that sounds. That's a poor challenge there by Garnacho, you know. That's really poor. Just feels like Enzo Fernandez in midfield, and we probably need to take off. Estevao is not even on the bench, bro. He's injured. Might be fit for Aston Villa. But yeah, we got no Estevao, no Jamie Gittins. Just Buonanotte and Mark Guiu as our forward options off the bench. But I think we need to bring on somebody in midfield. Just gain control. Enzo Fernandez comes on maybe for Garnacho. Might be a negative substitution here. It's a great strike on the volley. It's Fabian Schär of all people. Good handling there by Rob Sanchez. Great pick out here from Lewis Hall. Lovely technique there from the centre half. It's a brilliant shot. It's another shot on target here is Jacob Ramsey. And Newcastle looking very comfortable at the back, and it's often not a good sign. And as terrible as Chelsea have played in the first half of games, we could stay alive if we get the next goal here. It's a pipe dream. And Malo Gusto has just been isolated down that right hand side. It's like Lewis Hall and Anthony Gordon were taking turns on him. So many issues with the Chelsea setup here. It's not worked. Reece James in midfield, a little too forceful. It's on Jacob Ramsey, but it's the kind of challenges that have been missing in midfield. They're pretty average in the first half against Cardiff in the Carabao Cup, but there was much change. This is pretty much our starting 11. No Enzo Fernandez is there, but he's had a terrible December himself. A bit of break might do him a world of good. Maybe come off the bench and make an impact. I did not mind his dropping to the bench before kickoff, but maybe hindsight is a wonderful thing, but I don't think Enzo Fernandez is changing what has been two poor concessions of goals. Cole Palmer. Again, Palmer and Joao Pedro's pretty much playing freestyle football here. Nothing has been sticking with both the number 9 and the number 10. Caicedo goes through the challenge, but does well to recover. Again, final 15 minutes is somewhere where Chelsea can improve. They should improve. The message from Maresca has to be, get that next goal. Make a fist of things in the second half, because if it goes 2-0 at halftime, it's game over. Don't even bother in the second half. Here's Guimaraes. Malik Thiaw finds Aaron Ramsdale, who has not been tested whatsoever in the first half. It's a suicidal pass though. Garnacho loses that duel to Lewis Miley. Chelsea win the ball back courtesy of Moises Caicedo. Does well to spin away from the challenge. Massive 15 minutes coming up in the context of the game here. Chelsea need a goal back before half time. Nick Woltemada's brace. Two different kinds of goals, but equally effective from the centre forward. Lovely pass here for Malo Gusto, who's made the run. It's Cole Palmer, chops. Oh, it's a good bit of play there by Lewis Hall. Covers from left back, almost onto the right-hand side. Brilliant reading of the danger there. Cole Palmer's ready to pull the trigger. Lovely pass there by Moises Caicedo. Garnacho on the left-hand side. Cole Palmer is onside. Cross comes into the box, and Ramsdale with very good handling. And it's a meek end to the attack there for Chelsea. Wesley Fofana, very aggressive with his tackles. It's worked in few occasions, but I think for both goals you can pretty much point the finger at Wesley. Good to see him back fit again, and saw last season when Fofana and Levi Colwill were the two centre halves for us. Went on very well until December, and then Fofana picked up that long-term injury. It was Levi Colwill who was forced to be the leader. This season, Colwill's out. Fofana's back fit. Here's Guimaraes. See Moises Caicedo in close attendance to the Brazilian. Here's Ramsey. Malik Thiaw. Goes for the channel pass for Jacob Murphy, who will run this all day long, putting Cucurella under pressure. Cucu doesn't do very convincingly there. Ramsey is strong. It's Murphy rather. On the right hand side, should not commit a foul no matter what. Cucurella does well. Just a throw in for Newcastle. Not sure what their throw in record is, but throw in from this angle, this area of the pitch, could be very useful there. But Lewis Hall defensively switched on, making that challenge on Cole Palmer. Desperately needing a moment of magic here from Chelsea, because otherwise it just looks like things are just not clicking in the centre forward region. Centre of the park. Another ball into the box. It's Fabian Schär. First time ball in. It's cleared away by Joao Pedro. He's had a couple of good defensive contributions in the match so far, but we need him to take shots. The other box. And Newcastle trying to work a opportunity to cross. Gordon again went for the flat delivery instead. Chelsea don't win the second ball, but Joao Pedro caught in traffic. Cole Palmer does well. Please don't lose the ball, Cole. He doesn't, and turns into a... Oh, it's picked off beautifully there by Lewis Miley. Garnacho was just waiting for the ball to come to him rather than him going to the ball here. It's Woltemado's on a hat-trick. Clever back heel. And it's Trevor Chalobah, who does very well. Oh, Pedro Neto looked pretty messy, but he's managed to keep the ball. Caicedo under pressure does brilliantly. He wins the foul, but good bit of skill. Heavy foul there by Bruno Guimaraes on Moises Caicedo. Clever there by Nico Voltemada. He knows he was pinned with the goal on his left-hand side. He knew taking a shot wouldn't be the wisest thing, so he went with the back heel, hoping somebody would have made a run. Hey, what's up, man? How you been? Good to see you on the stream. It's been a terrible stream for Chelsea, though. Still looking for that first goal. Rob Sanchez has made 2 brilliant saves. I mean, we forget about that chance that Anthony Gordon had. Voltemada does so well to hold the ball up. They're playing it to his feet. This is something that Chelsea have to do with João Pedro. He's been playing a lot of head tennis. Hey, good to know, man. Good to know you're all good. Healthy. That's the main thing here. Well, 10 minutes of normal time remain in the first half. Chelsea looking for a route back. Newcastle have not taken care of the ball well enough. There have been far too many turnovers. Chelsea need to trouble Aaron Ramsdale in goal. Cole Palmer needs to take a shot from the edge of the box at some point before the half-time whistle. Otherwise, we have completely failed in the first half. Again, long balls to Pedro Neto. Is that the right tactic? I'm not sure. Newcastle are pressing high up the pitch. Chelsea need to be confident to play through the press. Caicedo under immense pressure. It's again Bruno Guimaraes. That's his second foul on Moises Caicedo. Surely patience should be running out here. That's probably his last warning. The next foul the Brazilian commits, surely should be picking up a yellow card. Ooh, Caicedo gives the ball away. Really poor there from the Ecuadorian. Tonali. It's Guimaraes. It's a bit overhit there, but it's perfect for Jacob Murphy, who delivers the ball into the box, and Chalobah defends the front post well. Then crosses in the box. Nightmare proposition for Chelsea, because Voltemada is going to win a couple of flick-ons at least. They've got enough bodies committing with the second run. Ooh, Chelsea win the ball back here. It's Cole Palmer. Just waiting for support. Surely a foul. Definitely a yellow card then, referee. I mean, is that Guimaraes again? There's no way he's going to escape a yellow card. Cole Palmer is away. It's a rugby challenge on Cole. Damn it, he's not even pulled out a yellow card. There's no way. He's going to book Cole Palmer for dissent, isn't he? That's crazy, but Chelsea got a free kick. It's not happened in open play. Bombay's good, man. Bombay's good. Same old, same old. Bombay never changes, man. That's the best part about Bombay. Ball into the box. Fofana's header is a curious one. Guimaraes should be able to clear. Put pressure on the Brazilian. Newcastle get out of danger with relative ease. And that's been the hallmark of the first half. Enzo Maresca just urging his team forward. We know that we are a second half team by far this season. The first halves have been just poor. So many occasions. I mean, we are in match week 16. More than half of the games in the first half for Chelsea have been really poor. And that's not an exaggeration. Another foul for Chelsea. It's Cucurella who, again, is Bruno Guimaraes. He's there in the scene of the crime. No yellow card yet for the captain. Nah, I can't blame Bruno for that. It's a fortuitous foul for us, but we'll take it. But the quality of delivery has to be better. Come on, Chelsea. Something before half time. Pedro Neto and Reece James. The left and right footed option. Ball into the box has to be good here. Trevor Chalobah has gotten 3 Premier League goals, if I'm not mistaken, or is that 2? He did score against Arsenal. He scored against West Ham as well. Reece lets that go for Pedro Neto. Flat delivery. Falls kindly. Garnacho, it's a brilliant block there by Tonali. Oh, that could be a handball, you know. No? Referee has probably not seen that. Chelsea players went up in unison. They're going to have a look. Anthony Gordon looking to just get away from this. He's not in the box, so he is fine. Nah, that's not a handball. And he's outside the box. Anthony Gordon can breathe a huge sigh of relief. Chelsea finally looking like they want to score a goal here in the first half. Malo Gusto. Wesley Fofana. Newcastle back into their defensive shape very quickly. Reece James between the two centre halves. Cole Palmer, Mark Cucurella. Chelsea moving the ball better, but it's sideways rather than forward. Here's Reece James now. Good line breaker from Reece, asking a lot out of Cole. Caicedo does well under pressure from Tonali. Garnacho. Moises Caicedo. Cole Palmer. Patient this from Chelsea. Under 5 minutes of normal time remain in the first half. Pedro Neto. Wesley Fofana. Reece James on the ball. Plenty of Chelsea bodies here. Again, Cole Palmer just looks to take that away first time. Good defending again from Newcastle, but better from Chelsea. Trying to get everybody involved in that attack. Come on, the urgency has to be there to score a goal before half-time. Newcastle have been good, but nothing that Chelsea cannot try and beat in the second half. But that one goal before half-time is so crucial. Chelsea don't get it, it's a mountain to climb. Here's Rob Sanchez, who made 2 outstanding saves early on in the first half to keep it at 0-0. Oh, João Pedro, magnificent hold up there from João. And he finds Alejandro Garnacho on the left-hand side. Cole Palmer's waiting, but he goes to Gusto instead. It's Pedro Neto on the right-hand side. Chelsea looking to be patient. Neto. Gusto. Oh, Chelsea have botched that attack, but they've kept possession. Reece James, clever pass to Malo Gusto on the right-hand side. Here's the right back. Oh, Luis Saul goes clattering in. Brilliant from Malo Gusto to keep possession. Reece. Trevor Chalobah, sustained possession here from Chelsea in the Newcastle half. Cole Palmer, Alejandro Garnacho. Cross comes into the box. Pedro Neto is there. Oh, it's a goal! It's Pedro Neto who pulls the goal back, but there's no celebration from him. The referee is having a look. Has it come off his arm here? There's no celebration from Pedro Neto. I think the goal will be ruled out. Brilliant ball in here from Garnacho. Chelsea have 3 players committed into the box. It's come off his arm, and that's why he's not celebrating. Yep. It's not going to be a lengthy check. Chelsea do not have the reprieve. They have to go again, but better. Finally, something in an attacking standpoint. That pretty much sums up Garnacho, doesn't it? I mean, it's been a very poor 45 minutes, or 43 minutes, but he pulls out a moment which nearly bails us out. Oh, Gusto has taken a huge risk there, but he's strong in the challenge. Brilliant from Malo. Oh, he's given that away. Chelsea play out in a nightmarish fashion. Here's Reece James. Brilliant stride here from the skipper. What a pass as well onto the left-hand side. Garnacho. Chelsea have numbers in the box. Garnacho on the outside. It's a terrible cutback. Again, he's not picked his head up. He's just put that into the area. And Newcastle have an opportunity of the counter-attack, but Trevor Chalobah is there. 90 seconds remain in the first half. Reece James's brilliant run in midfield. That's when you know Reece is up for it. Chelsea have just dominated the ball in the last 5 minutes. Newcastle have had 6% of possession. Oh, Cole Palmer, surely a foul. No. Goodness me. Gotten away with some rough stuff here, Newcastle. Cole Palmer holding his shin. Newcastle can play on here. They have every right to do. Chelsea have gone to sleep. This is criminal from Chelsea. It's Anthony Gordon on the left-hand side. Final minute of normal time. Gordon, ball into the box. Voltemada! It's just wide. Oh my word. That would have been the hat-trick just before half-time. It is schoolboy stuff from Chelsea. Chelsea just stopped playing, hoping that Newcastle are going to hit the ball out of play. They have no right to do so. They can carry on, which they do. This is shocking from Chelsea. And they nearly concede. It would have been game over. In the last 5 minutes, Chelsea have had 95% of the ball, and Nick Voltemada was inches away from making it 3-0. That sums it up. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. I mean, that might have been a foul, but jeez, man. He's given a yellow card to Malo Gusto. I mean, I cannot believe what's happening here. Chelsea all over the place there. It could have gone from bad to worse. Nick Voltemada with nearly a first half hat-trick. 4 minutes of added on time here. I just want the first half whistle to blow here. It's been shocking, man. Eddie Howe will be so pleased that not just scoring the 2 goals, but keeping the clean sheet. Chelsea have not troubled Aaron Ramsdale nearly as much. Oh, Rob Sanchez's passes put us under pressure. Guimaraes, Voltemada, thankfully. Moises Caicedo is there and he bails us out. Nick Voltemada has controlled that brilliantly, but it takes an age to drop down to him. That touch from Cole Palmer is suicidal. Voltemada brings it down. Moises Caicedo saves us. This touch, if it just drops a fraction quicker, Voltemada has an opportunity to pull the trigger, but Caicedo, thankfully, is there. And this could have been 3-0, man. There's no hiding place. There's absolutely none. Well, Chelsea have ruined the weekend. Newcastle have taken the corner shot, allowing the cross into the box here. Oh, the header's just over the crossbar. I think that is Lewis Miley. He's taken the header. Voltemada's eyes would have lit up there with the ball over his shoulder. Again, just nobody there to close down the crosses. They've got 4 players attacking that. The defending at 6s and 7s. It's been a terrible half of football, man. Something's got to change. Something's got to give. Might have to sacrifice a defender. Bring on Enzo Fernandez in midfield. Enzo Maresca will be steaming. It's been pretty much the worst December that we've had in a very long time. Festive season. Charity FC always in full force. Half-time whistle. Don't see Chelsea scoring. Enzo Fernandez is warming up. Yep, he is the obvious substitute. Could we probably replace like Mark Cucurella on the left-hand side, put Reece James as that left-sided centre-back. Might mess with our build-up, but gives us that physicality. Gusto's done well on the right-hand side. Does allow us with a bit of running power. You know, the Reece James can't play there as the up and down winger, maybe as that left-sided centre-back. Trevor Chalobah and Wesley Fofana. I don't see any other change we can make. We can't sub Pedro Neto or Alejandro Garnacho. Cole Palmer and João Pedro have to give us 90 minutes as well, so Enzo Maresca has to think outside the box here. maybe go something straightforward as Malo Gusto comes off for Enzo Fernandez. About 15 seconds. Can Chelsea get an unlikely chance? Cucurella's header. It's a very good header. Alejandro Garnacho. Cucurella continues his run. This is surely the last chance in the first half. Garnacho gets away from Lewis Miley. We've seen this time and time again in the first half, where Lewis Miley has defended against Alejandro Garnacho with ease. Garnacho using the push and run technique, which is, very low brow wing play here. No technical ability to get past Lewis Miley. This is a very good header there by Marc Cucurella. Now this is where you want Alejandro Garnacho. Just do something. Lewis Miley just shows him the line. Miley just ushers him out of play. The first half whistle could not come any sooner. It's been terrible. But am I surprised? Absolutely not. Chelsea at St. James's Park. Nightmare game. Half-time whistle blown. And what has been a terrible 45 minutes as Nick Woltemada's brace has given Newcastle a comfortable position at half-time. Woltemada has had 2 good chances to get his hat-trick. Combination of good play there by Rob Sanchez. Moises Caicedo with a decent interception. Other than that, the positives for Chelsea in that first half have been negligible. The attack they have not really done anything to the Newcastle defense. Aaron Ramsdale has had no saves to make. Chelsea with yet another first half without a shot on target. It's been a consistent theme and it's not changing. We're into the new year here and it's just been a painful watch in the first half. Chelsea do get better in second halves, but I think Newcastle are closer to scoring the third rather than Chelsea getting anything from it. 2 goals from this point would be a pipe dream and a point for us, which would be a great point, but I don't see anything other than a loss here. Newcastle very much capable of adding the third. Not prevented balls coming into the box. The crosses have been whipped with impunity rather. Jacob Murphy, Anthony Gordon, all having a lot of joy down the flanks. Bruno Guimaraes and Sandro Tonali in midfield has really put on the clamps. You've seen very little of Reece James and Moises Caicedo. That's why we saw Enzo Fernandez warming up. Again, Enzo brings a different dimension. We need to dominate that midfield a whole lot better. We need to just sustain attacks and put Newcastle under pressure, under the pump. We cannot have these sparse attacking moments where we're doing things off the cuff. We need to feed Joao Pedro to his feet rather than him playing head tennis with Cole Palmer. Cole and Joao Pedro need to bail us out. A bit of magic from both, a bit of team play. Garnacho has done decently in terms of getting into better positions, but his final actions have been really, really poor. And the same can be said about Pedro Neto. This is my complaint with Pedro Neto. His goals and assists will never fool me because I watch 90 minutes. I do not look at incidents in isolation. And Pedro Neto, for all the goals and assists that he's had, some of his general play is well below par. Well below par is pretty kind because when he gets his head down, he's a very poor player. When he gets his head up and just does actions with, quick and decisive movements, he's a much more dangerous winger. Garnacho's pretty much the same on that left-hand side too. No Gittins, no Estevao. So these two will have to play out of their skins in the second half. There's no way out here. Chelsea could be on the receiving end of a hammering if you're not careful here. Half-time, it's 2-0. And Newcastle United will be very comfy. Well, and what has been a terrible 45 minutes for Chelsea can only get better in the second half. I tell myself that in hope rather than expectation, because Chelsea in second half of games, especially when we are 2-0 down, very little hope. Newcastle have not put a foot wrong. It's been far too easily for them. Nick Woltemade has had a brace. He's had a couple of opportunities to get a first half hat-trick. But Chelsea, so disappointing in the first half. Nowhere near the levels. And Ramsdale with not a save to make in the first half. And that has to change as quickly as possible. And if Chelsea are to find a route back into this contest, we have to score in the first 10 minutes of the second half. There's no two ways about it. The longer this goes on at 2-0, the more likely Newcastle get all 3 points and climb up the table. Well, the Derby Day defeat now firmly in the rearview mirror as Newcastle look to pile on the pressure for a nightmare December which has plagued the Blues. It's not the first time that has happened, and it's not the last, as we're off and running for the start of the second half. Can't get worse for Chelsea. I say that fully knowing that Newcastle are capable of adding the third. We saw Enzo Fernandez warming up profusely in the first half. Seems that the change has not been made here by Enzo Maresca. He's keeping his powder dry for some point as Aaron Ramsdale put under pressure. Chelsea looking for a quick throw in here. Garnacho might have just stolen a few yards. Chelsea have to test Aaron Ramsdale in the second half. They have to take shots at goal. We've not seen Cole Palmer pull the trigger once from the edge of the box or inside the box, and that has to change. We have to get service to his feet. We saw him on the left-hand side of the number 10 position. Maybe on that right-hand side is where Cole Palmer can operate a lot better, and maybe Enzo Fernandez on that left-hand side can try and link up with Alejandro Garnacho. We've seen that combination work in the past. Reece James. Again, not a good touch there from Reece, asking a lot. Newcastle get the turnover. Cucurella had a tough game. Oh, Trevor Chalobah left that shot, but Rob Sanchez boots that forward. Alejandro Garnacho can only improve in the second half. Enzo Fernandez put through his paces. Has to come on as quickly as possible. He's the one who can get us creating as a team. Needs a performance in December to forget what he's seen for about 20 days of December so far. Enzo Fernandez has been nowhere near the levels considering the workload that he's been put through. It's not surprising whatsoever. Rob Sanchez takes a chance and pulls out a very good pass, but Garnacho can't bring that under control. In terms of risk and reward for that action, high risk, no reward. Lewis Miley. Cucurella wins the ball back. Lovely first touch there by Cole Palmer. Gets away from Tonali as well. Here's Garnacho. Need to see a lot better of him in the second half up against Lewis Miley. A midfielder filling in at right back. Should be eyes lighting up. Nice turn there by Cole. Certainly a foul there. This has to be a yellow card, man. This is the second time that Cole Palmer has been fouled once he's facing goal after a bit of skill. Lovely turn from him. That's a clear foul and a yellow card. He's bearing down on, not bearing down on goal, but he's attacking the goal there. Jacob Ramsey gets away with that one. Chelsea have a free kick dead center here. It's Reece James's right or Cole Palmer's left. We need a moment of magic to break this game open for us. We've got our two best players behind the ball here. And Ramsdale yet to face an effort on target. João Pedro just making sure that he eyeballs the goalkeeper and makes sure that he's put off, or he tries to get some sort of scraps in terms of second balls. This has to go in our favor here. It's going to take something really special. Reece has scored 2 in our last victory here almost 5 years ago, nearly 6 now. 2021, Reece scored that brilliant brace. Need this game to open for us some way, somehow. It's going to take something special. It's going to take a moment of magic. St. James's Park holds its collective breath here. Enzo Fernandez is being stripped and ready for action here. Enzo Maresca not looking to waste any more time here as Chelsea search for what would be a crazy second half comeback here. It's Reece James. Oh, it's magnificent. Reece James scores at St. James's Park again. It is a tremendous free kick from the captain, and Chelsea have a route back. Oh, yes, Reece, come on. That's it. That is what we need. And with the first attack, first attempt on target, Chelsea have a goal. It's a tremendous free kick by Reece. Up and over the wall. It's got the whip. It's got the spin to get away from Ramsdale. It's clipped the post. It is perfect from the Chelsea skipper. And just as Enzo Fernandez is getting ready to warm up here, he's gotten into a better situation. Critical for Chelsea to make sure that we get the next attack here. Come on. Root back into the contest, and now Eddie Howe will start to panic a little bit. Magnificent free kick from Reece James. His last free kick was against Bournemouth last season. That was a 95th minute equalizer at home, and we were certainly dropping all 3 points to Andoni Iraiola's men. Now he gives us a route back here. This is brilliant from Reece. Pull out free kicks like that when your team is in trouble is pure captain behavior. Enzo Fernandez was getting ready to come on here, and seems that he's been asked to go back on the bench. Curious decision there. I thought he was ready to come on here and just make that impact, and it seems that Enzo Maresca is not looking to panic here. Jacob Murphy, Lewis Smiley, put under pressure there, gets away from Garnacho. Cole Palmer is helping out there. Please don't foul him. Very good. Chelsea win the ball back brilliantly. Caicedo hounds it and finds Joao Pedro here. Better from Chelsea. Joao Pedro releases early to Garnacho. Decent first touch. Palmer on the outside. Ball into the box. It's a chance. It's Pedro Neto. The first touch was exquisite, but he can't bring that on his favoured left foot. Much, much better from Chelsea in the second half here. Enzo Maresca clearly giving the teams a rocket in that first half. Newcastle looking threatening though with every attack. Here's Sandro Tonali. Guimaraes. Lot of space here for Jacob Murphy. Cross comes in. Hits Cucurella flush in the face. And it's another corner for Newcastle United. Well, Cucurella has to be touch tight there to Jacob Murphy. Not allow crosses in the box. But to his credit, does make the interception there. This was a chance here for Chelsea. Garnacho does well. He identifies Cole Palmer is on the outside. The ball into the box is a devilish delivery. Just waiting for Joao Pedro to get a good amount of connection on it. Pedro Neto did brilliantly with his first touch to get away from trouble, but it was closed down quickly. But it's a corner for Newcastle. Chelsea cannot afford Newcastle to score here. They finally found a route back into the contest. It was a moment of magic. Lewis Hall plays it short. Jacob Ramsey finds Murphy. Cleared away. Thankfully there from Chelsea. Ball comes back. Chalobah does brilliantly again. Ooh, Murphy does brilliantly to get away from the Caicedo challenge. It's Jacob Ramsey though. Anthony Gordon tries to get away from Reece James. Squeezes that pass to Murphy. It's Anthony Gordon on the right hand side. Trevor Chalobah has taken a chance there. It's right in front of the ref. It's a needless tackle there from Trevor Chalobah. He's gone clattering in, and it's never a good sign when you don't get the ball here. Will Chelsea get the rub of the green? It's shoulder to shoulder. Nothing wrong with that one. Nope, that's definitely not a pen. The referee was looking right at it. It's shoulder to shoulder. It's come with force, but never a pen. Good call there from Bobby Madley. Anthony Gordon trying to milk that as much as he can. Yep, he's never going to get a pen for that. Anthony Gordon needs to be stronger there up against his English teammate, Trevor Chalobah. Took a chance. Never want to give them a decision to make to the referees. Eddie Howe was convinced, but when he looks back at that, he'll see there was a clear shoulder-to-shoulder challenge. Chelsea have to make sure that they do not concede again. keep the game at 2-1 for as long as possible. If he can get a next second goal in the next 15 to 20 minutes, could happen there. I called that goal before the 10 minutes into the second half. We had to score. Chelsea do make the sub. Enzo Maresca deciding that it's time he brings on his vice captain, Enzo Fernandez, in midfield, and Malo Gusto comes off, which means Reece James will go onto the right hand side and then invert into midfield with Enzo and Caicedo with that familiar pairing in midfield. Chelsea will commit bodies forward and have a lot of chances here. João Pedro does very well. He makes himself a nuisance there on Fabian Schär. Chelsea just need to try and force an error here. Just see what Newcastle are made of. They're not the Newcastle of old. Have struggled this season. Really poor against Sunderland. See Reece James at right back here. Moises Caicedo looking to turn away from trouble, and this is where Chelsea's midfield needs to take full advantage of the situation here. The momentum is on our side, and it's all about trying to get something forward here. Moises Caicedo finds Cole Palmer. Palmer, it's chance. Reece James. Oh, it's an effort blocked. It wasn't a threatening effort really, but Fabian Schär gets a good block on it. It's a corner for Chelsea. Well, the second half has been so much better. Cole Palmer's ball to Enzo Fernandez did not find him. Pedro Neto does the wise thing here, just laying it across for Reece James to hit that first time. Here's Enzo Fernandez, his first involvement, ball into the box. Decent area there, nobody really attacking past the far post. See Enzo Fernandez looking to make things happen. It's critical for Enzo Fernandez not to play too much hero ball here. Yes, Chelsea are still searching for that second goal, but I think the next 20 minutes, if he can get that second goal, just be perfect. Play it in small sectors rather than thinking about the rest of the second half. Voltemara, his first touch. Newcastle play out nicely here. Lewis Miley, clever pass. Brilliant again there from Caicedo. His off the ball work is just sensational. It's like he's never missed time off. Brilliant there by Garnacho. Caicedo under pressure. Enzo Fernandez keeps the ball nicely. Better midfield there from Chelsea. Cole Palmer. The Cole Palmer goal. Still waiting for it. Thought he might take the free kick, but Reece James rightfully pulls rank, and it was a brilliant free kick. We needed a moment of magic. Ooh, that was unnecessary there by Moises Caicedo. He went for the switch. Instead, it's a turnover of possession. On the left-hand side is Lewis Hall. Decent ball across. Trevor Chalobah defends well. And that turns out to be a brilliant pass. And now Chelsea on the counter-attack here. It's 3v3 if Chelsea get this right. Alejandro Garnacho's there on the left-hand side. It's Pedro Neto. It's Alejandro Garnacho. It's Pedro Neto. It's a brilliant save. Falls to Garnacho on the left-hand side now. Alejandro Garnacho can't get away from Lewis Miley. Good defending there from the youngster. Cucurella tries to get there first. It's a foul. Chelsea play on. Chalobah. Enzo Fernandez. Much better this from Chelsea. Reece James flicks it onto the right hand side. Here's Pedro Neto now. Looking for the ball into the box. Headed away. Chelsea relentless with their pressure here. Trevor Chalobah lets that go to Marc Cucurella. Much better this from Chelsea. Now it feels that we can get that equalizer. Keep the pressure going. Newcastle have completely sat back into their defensive shape now. Enzo Fernandez robbed off the ball there fairly according to the referee now. Couple of turnovers from the Chelsea midfield at a crucial time there. Moises Caicedo looked like a brilliant challenge, but it's been adjudged as a foul. And finally the game has a bit of a break and a pause. That's not a foul. It's a stiff arm there by Moises Caicedo. It's a yellow card for Enzo Maresca by the looks of it. Clearly not happy with the challenge or the decision to the challenge. Yellow card for Enzo Maresca is fine as long as our players don't get booked. Newcastle have offered very little going forward in the second half. Full credit to Chelsea to just changing their approach, and now with Enzo Fernandez in midfield, should be taking control of that situation a lot more. Took a absolutely brilliant free kick from Reece James to open that up. Jacob Murphy does brilliantly to get away from Cucurella. Cucurella with the block. prevents the corner. Mark Cucurella has remained touch tight, but he has to do that throughout the game here because Jacob Murphy is an electric right winger. He's a throwback really, not one of those cut inside shoot kind of winger. He's the go on the outside, whip balls in. Arne Slot talked about how Alexander Isak misses a player like Jacob Murphy. It's a comment that didn't go well in the Liverpool fan base. Cole Palmer shows composure. So does Moises Caicedo, but he's given it away again. Chelsea in trouble. They worked it well to Jacob Murphy on the right-hand side. It's a terrible pass. Murphy trying to just ping that towards the far stick. Fabian Schär had made the run. Next 10 minutes absolutely crucial here for Chelsea. They've limited Newcastle to very little, but midfield has given the ball away. It's the third time we've seen already. Moises Caicedo on a couple of occasions and Enzo Fernandez getting robbed of the ball in the midfield area. Newcastle looking to create something out of a very tight angle. Enzo does well. Enzo's pass is really poor there. Has to do better in terms of keeping the ball. Guimaraes. Enzo does brilliantly again. João Pedro, surely a foul. It's got to be a yellow card. Surely, ref. He's given nothing in terms of a bookable offense. He finally decides to pull out his yellow card. I mean, it's taken 60 minutes of Newcastle roughery before Bobby Madley decides enough is enough. I don't know why he's complaining. I mean, that's a clear foul, clear yellow card. He's been spun again. It's a cynical stamp. Swiss centre-back picks up a yellow card. And this is the team that Chelsea have to go and try and win this game here, because on the bench, I don't see Buonanotte nor Mark Guiu coming on. Have to keep the same team and try and find a way out of this tricky situation. Fofana's pass to Cole Palmer is not good. We're asking Cole to do so much there. Trevor Chalobah wins that brilliantly. Caicedo loses out with the double team there from the Newcastle midfield. Here's Tonali. Caicedo doesn't give that up, and it's brilliant there from Moy. Well, Sandro Tonali with a bit of gamesmanship, trying to protect the ball. Was right in front of the linesman. Cole Palmer has gotten a couple of whacks. One to the shin and one to the side of his foot. Malik Thiaw on that occasion being touch tight. Moises Caicedo having none of that from Sandro Tonali. Well, we knew it's going to be a physical battle, and Chelsea have to match that, and to their credit in the second half, the Blues have done exactly that. We've seen very little of Newcastle in terms of attacks. Chelsea still looking for the equaliser. If we can score before the 75th minute, I can sense a winner. But if we don't, if we can rescue a point, then minimum. João Pedro, outrageous touches here. Somehow gets away from the troublesome situation that he found himself in. Rob Sanchez. Decent header. João Pedro does brilliantly. Lovely turn. Again, João Pedro saucing out. Again, just find Cole Palmer there. He was right there for that easy pass. Chelsea do recover the ball though. Here's Cole. Clever pass to Garnacho on the left-hand side. Garnacho goes around the outside. Decent ball in, and it's fantastic defending by Malik Thiaw. It was Enzo Fernandez who's made the run from deep. Good football this from Chelsea again. Garnacho, happy that he was shown the line there. Malik Thiaw does brilliantly to come across Enzo Fernandez, but better there from Garnacho. Reece has scored that outrageous goal. Has an opportunity to whip this ball into the box. Decent ball in. They somehow clear. And Anthony Gordon leads a one-man Newcastle counter-attack, but support arrives in real quick time here. It's a brilliant ball, but Sanchez, sweeper-keeper, in composed manner, hits that back to Aaron Ramsdale. Almost feel that Chelsea need to invite a bit of pressure and try and hit Newcastle on the counter-attack. Try something different here. Trust that low block if he can keep it. Here's Guimaraes. Tonali. Lewis Miley now. Exactly. Situations like this. Let Newcastle have the ball. It's not the worst thing. Brilliant play there. Oh, Wesley Fofana is very strong in the challenge and certainly a foul on him. This time he tracks the run of Nick Woltemade. The offside flag was raised though. And from my estimation, Chelsea have about 11 minutes for the equaliser. If we are to get all 3 points in the most unlikeliest of grounds, that has to be the game plan. Enzo Maresca can't really affect the game from the bench now. I mean, defensively he could, like bringing on someone like Josh Achimpong. This game is to be won in the midfield area. Need Enzo Fernandez to have a bit of magic. There he is now. Enzo Fernandez finds Pedro Neto. Garnacho screaming for the ball here. Enzo Fernandez keeps the ball nicely. Reece James rides the challenge. Pedro Neto back to Reece. Reece crossed the ball into the box. Good header there by Luis Miley. Miley has had an excellent game at right back. Pedro Neto scoops the ball to Reece James. Moises Caicedo rides a couple of challenges. Pedro Neto to Reece James. Here's the skipper. Does he have something else for us? Another moment of quality. Garnacho on the left-hand side now. Oh, that's terrible from Garnacho. Tries a couple of step overs and he trips over his own feet. Woltemade. Newcastle play out beautifully here. All sticks with Nick Woltemade, and from there they can work their way out. Here's Anthony Gordon on the left-hand side now. He's got Lewis Hall, who's made the overlap. Gordon finds Ramsey. Back to Gordon again. Left-footed ball in. Sanchez has the easy task of claiming the ball. Newcastle attacking-wise have been not threatening us a lot. That is outrageous there from João Pedro. Somehow gets away from the challenge. It's João Pedro! It is sensational from the Chelsea number 9. All his own work. It's a long punt forward from Sanchez. And the amount of skill that João Pedro displays there is unbelievable. And the finish is so composed. Chelsea turn it around. It's 2-2 at St. James's Park. 2 individual moments of magic there as Malik Thiaw feels the full force of João Pedro. What a goal this is. It's a long punt forward. João is very much onside. He has everything to do by himself. The first touch is brilliant. That's all he has. And then the strength. And then it's the composure. He just slots it past Aaron Ramsdale. Ramsdale has had to face 2 efforts and both of them have been composedly finished. João Pedro, that is a special goal. Absolutely brilliant. And now Chelsea have a route back and now the winner is very much on. Where Rob Sanchez, who's had a tremendous game in goal, will be credited with that assist. He won't get the clean sheet, but he gets an assist. João Pedro with a crucial away goal. He did that against Spurs. He scored against West Ham away. He's got some big goals for us. This one could be his most important goal. Now Chelsea have to keep a level head here. Now we've got 23 minutes to get the next goal. We have played it perfectly in terms of getting the first and the second goal in terms of timing. Timed it spot on. Enzo Fernandez, Reece James. Chelsea have got their experienced players here. Here's Pedro, finds Cole Palmer. Now Garnacho on the left-hand side. Chelsea may looking to make it 2 in quick time here. Alejandro Garnacho, it's a brilliant save. It might have taken a glove of Ramsdale. It just goes over the top corner. Chelsea looking to threaten soon after scoring. Garnacho goes again and again. Full credit to him. He knows that he's going to be shown a lot on the left-hand side. And he takes the route back. Joseph says, come on Blues, we can do this. We can absolutely do it, man. I wasn't too confident after the first half, but to our credit, the second half, you've given Newcastle nothing away and scored 2 brilliant goals. Individual moment of magic, yes, but 2 goals of high quality. Newcastle looking to make a change here with Johan Wissa coming on. I think it might be for Nick Woltemade. Newcastle have changing their approach here. They haven't been able to deliver balls into the box. So maybe someone like Johan Wissa, who's good in tight areas, can get those shots away from distance or close to the box. Can be a lethal weapon. 50 million signing from Brentford in the summer. Newcastle using that Alexander Isak money wisely with the likes of Nick Woltemade, Anthony Elanga and Johan Wissa all entering the club. Sanchez going for a long spread again. Good header there by Lewis Hall. Newcastle now slowly panicking. Gordon does well there. Enzo Fernandez. His clearance doesn't go too far though. On the left hand side, here's Lewis Hall against his former club. Lewis Hall, brilliant run there. Oh, tremendous from Reece James. The foul has been given just outside the box. Well, Joseph Nack says 3-2 to Chelsea, and I really hope so, brother. And I really would scream on top of my lungs if that's to happen there. Well, the foul wasn't given with Moises Caicedo on the stretch. Lewis Hall did brilliantly to keep his balance. Wesley Fofana and Reece James between themselves got the clearance, but Newcastle getting a second bite of the cherry here with a free kick about 20 yards from goal onto that left-hand side. They'll need something nearly perfect there to try and thread that into the top corner. Caicedo picks up a yellow card. Well, Guimaraes has not picked up a yellow card. Is the most shocking decision. Caicedo picking up one, and it's not just the one change. It's going to be 3 for Newcastle. They feel that the game is in jeopardy here, and Eddie Howe deciding to be proactive and bring on 3 of his forwards, Harvey Barnes, Anthony Elanga and Johan Wissa. 3 different problems for Chelsea to solve. But before that, we have to deal with this free kick here. Anthony Gordon will be the favourite to take this. The Lewis Hall left footer is there, and Fabian Schär, we know he can hit that with pace. Chelsea need to try and thwart this somehow. The wall has to be perfect. The wall cannot split either. He's taking one man out of the wall here. It's a strange decision by Rob Sanchez. He's gone with the 3-man wall instead. Caicedo is slightly wider than you would like it to be. Sanchez looking for the late adjustment. It looks a bit risky here for Chelsea. Bated breath as the... Oh, it's a terrible free kick. Oh my word. They've left it to the centre half, Fabian Schär. And he's put that in row Z. That is a disappointing end to what was a promising free kick there for Newcastle, and they wasted it. Fabian Schär pulling rank. And that triple substitution for Newcastle United now will be readied here. But the 2 semi-finalists of the Carabao Cup, they won't meet each other though. Might meet each other in the final, but Nick Woltemade will be coming off. Woltemade scoring a first half brace. Could have scored a hat-trick right at the end of the first half, but in the second half had very little service. Was taken out of the game, which means Johan Wissa will replace him as the number 9 with the number 9 on his jersey. Harvey Barnes will maybe come onto the left-hand side for Gordon. Yep, it's a full different front 3. They've changed it all together here. Here's Garnacho. Chelsea on the ascendancy though. It would be a crazy comeback if he can manage to do so. We've dug a massive hole for us to climb out of. We're nearly there. Still a long way to go here, but Chelsea have tackled the second half brilliantly. It's taken 2 special goals. Make no mistake about it. Chalobah asking a lot out of Cucurella. Cucurella will battle, and he's kept that in. Ooh, that was a very close call. Cucurella was breaking through on the left-hand side. Could have been a promising situation for Chelsea. 17 minutes plus stoppage time remaining here. 2-2 at St. James's Park. Cole Palmer not fouled in the eyes of the referee. Clever nutmeg pass. Trevor Chalobah follows Johan Wissa, who holds off well. Onto the left-hand side now. Here's Harvey Barnes. The Newcastle attack now full of vigour. Oh, that's risky from Reece James. What have you done? It's given in our favour there. It looks like Harvey Barnes has gone chasing after that penalty decision. He's thrown himself to the ground, and thankfully the referee sees that in our favour. That was hectic. Reece James just puts himself across there. Let's look at this. He withdraws away from the challenge. That's terrible. That should be a yellow card to Harvey Barnes. He's crumbled like a ton of bricks. Bobby Madley has been far too kind to the Newcastle players. I mean, I'm not one to moan about the referees. There hasn't been any major decisions, but his allocation of yellow cards has been shocking. Newcastle have had one yellow card, if I'm not mistaken. That cannot be right. João Pedro wins yet another header. He's had a thankless task, but what a goal he scored, man. The composure, like a true number 9. Here's Harvey Barnes on the left-hand side. Goes away from Fofana. Decent ball in. Chalobah clears. And Chelsea have defended very well. João Pedro trying to create something out of nothing. What a display it has been from him. I mean, look at him chase him down. It's the 75th minute. He's given it absolutely everything. Chalobah takes a bit of a chance there. The composure is fine. Asking a lot out of Rob Sanchez. That is not good there from Chelsea. It should have been a composed move there from Chalobah. Instead, now Newcastle have the ball. We are heading into the final 15 minutes. What is going to be a nervy St. James's Park. They had the dream first half. But the 30 minutes into the second half, it's been all Chelsea. Anthony Elanga. And from Manchester United to Nottingham Forest, £50 million Newcastle spent. Hasn't got the return from Anthony Elanga though. This is the game where he finally announces himself to the St. James's Park faithful here. Lewis Miley, first time making the advanced run on the right hand side. He's been doing his job of defensive duties very diligently, but he is finding himself in a more advanced position. Here's Sandro Tonali, Chelsea. Good deep block there. Good defending there by Alejandro Garnacho. Chelsea do not have those quality subs to make in the forward area, so we have to run it with this team with the next 15 minutes. Maybe fresh legs with Mark Guiu might help, but you don't want to see João Pedro come off the pitch. That's for sure. We need his composure. Lovely carry there by... Ooh, that's a bit risky there. Caicedo somehow finds Pedro Neto, who rides the challenge here. It's Pedro Neto. Oh, that's a terrible pass. He has to find Garnacho, man. How can you mess that pass up? It's a slide rule pass. It's an easy interception. It's brilliant from Garnacho. He's working tremendously hard for his team here. On a couple of occasions, he's done brilliantly, and it's a yellow card for Johan Wissa. Newcastle with their second yellow card. Anthony Elanga and Alejandro Garnacho, both formerly of Manchester United colours, involved in that. Anthony Elanga taking far too much time on that occasion to try and get away from the Chelsea midfield. Nearly £150 million of attacking subs for Newcastle. Harvey Barnes, £40 million signing from Leicester City. And Elanga and Johan Wissa both £50 million signing. So just shows you the depth available. It's Wissa, it's clever. It's Harvey Barnes. Oh my word, what a challenge that is from Reece James. That is sensational from the skipper. That's as last ditch as it comes. Oh wow, Reece. What a game he's having. Chelsea were cut open here. He was clearly onside. Reece James. You can only applaud. That was certainly a goal. Reece James gets himself ahead of Harvey Barnes out of absolutely nowhere. And you can see the reaction. What it means to Chelsea. It keeps our hopes alive in trying to get the winner here. Could have very easily conceded. Vissa's clever reverse pass nearly found Harvey Barnes. Hall delivers. Punched away brilliantly there by Rob Sanchez, but Garnacho can't keep the ball. Here's Sandro Tonali. Chelsea might have fallen asleep here. There's a lot of space on the left-hand side. Cross comes in, headed away by João Pedro brilliantly. It's outstanding there from Pedro Neto. The game is so stretched now. Pedro Neto with the carry. He's got Garnacho on the right-hand side. He uses them immediately. Pedro Neto is in the box. João Pedro's there as well. Oh, it's a terrible ball in. The wing play at times has been shocking from the Chelsea wingers. The quality has been lacking. Enzo Fernandez has a couple of bites of the cherry there. The pick out has to be better. Look at João Pedro, man. He wins the header and he's made an 80-yard sprint into the box. The least you can do is find him. It is tremendous from Joao Pedro. I mean, he has put in a shift like you wouldn't believe. Well, interesting here from Enzo Maresca, knowing that the game does have a certain level of jeopardy now, which means that Andre Santos will be coming into the Chelsea side, replacing the number 10. No goal for Cole Palmer. Again, more minutes into his legs after missing most of the season. Well, this substitution means that Andre Santos will slot into the midfield area alongside Moises Caicedo, with Enzo Fernandez now operating as the number 10. Into the 80th minute here. Can Chelsea pull off the unthinkable? A come-from-behind, a 2-goal come-from-behind victory at St. James's Park is unheard of for the Blues. But what a lift it would provide. It's been a heroic second half, no doubt about it. Wesley Fofana does well. Pedro Neto finds Reece James. Again, quality in the wide areas. This is what we are craving for. Lovely there by Moises Caicedo. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Back to Moy. Moises can carry here. There's a lot of space in midfield. Moises Caicedo. Caicedo! He went for the strike. And it nearly, very nearly found the top corner. Newcastle back off and back off. Moises Caicedo has already scored a screamer against Liverpool. This time he went for it. That is not too far away. It was just curling away. A bit more force to it. And he might have found the top corner. Oh, brilliant from Moy. What a challenge from Caicedo. Andre Santos finds Joao Pedro. Joao Pedro went for the curler. Well blocked. It's a frantic end here at St. James's Park. Cucurella, touch tight. He's done brilliantly here. Andre Santos wins the ball here. Joao Pedro finds Garnacho on the left-hand side. Alejandro Garnacho. It's a good save there. Tried to just sneak it at the front post. Aaron Ramsdale gets down sharply. Chelsea banging down the door here. Excellent from Cucurella. Joao Pedro finds Alejandro Garnacho on the left-hand side. Not enough power to take that past. Aaron Ramsdale might have been a better option maybe to go for the fast take, but Chelsea do have a corner. About 8.5 minutes plus stoppage time remain, and what has been a crazy, crazy match at St. James's Park. It's been a 4-goal thriller. Is there going to be a fifth? Chelsea have scored a lot from set pieces. Reece James delivers. It's the header from Marc Cucurella. Just trying to flick that onto the danger area. Newcastle get away with that one. And Aaron Ramsdale is not happy about something here. I think the yellow card has been brandished here, and it is to the sub who has just arrived, Andre Santos. Picking up a yellow card maybe for just delaying the restart. 8 minutes per stoppage time remain. It's been incredible in terms of effort from Chelsea in the second half. Yes, we dug our own grave, but we've somehow managed to climb out of it. Is there one more step out though? This would just mean a massive evolution for Chelsea if you can win that. Brilliant there from Garnacho. Caicedo. Chelsea now playing with a lot more confidence. Reece James picks his head up. Again, he's asking too much there. Keep it simple, Reece. He went for that expansive pass. Garnacho did brilliantly with that touch around the corner to Moises Caicedo. Good carry here. That is as cynical as a foul that you'll see from Joao Pedro. He'll pick up a yellow card for that rugby challenge. He's saying that that's his first foul, and he's right, but it's a cynical foul. It's never straightforward with Chelsea with 7 minutes plus stoppage time. Free kick taken short. It's Malik Thiaw. He drills that towards the box. It falls towards the edge and he's off balance as Fabian Schär tries to try the outrageous, the audacious. But Unk doesn't have it and he's probably pulled his quad muscle there. It fell kindly. Thiaw and Fabian Schär both getting involved, the two centre halves. He just loses his standing foot and he might have done a bit of damage to his thigh muscle there. Chelsea need to test him out here because Fabian Schär has got a yellow card too. Joao Pedro has to look at that. So does Enzo Fernandez. Maybe target his channel to try and create one more opportunity. We've taken this game perfectly so far. There's easily about 10 minutes remaining. 6 minutes plus, I would say, at least 6 minutes of stoppage time. Great character shown from Chelsea, but 3 points would be so welcomed. Here's Ramsdale. Finds Malik Thiaw. Guimaraes being put under pressure there by Enzo Fernandez. Brilliantly there, the Brazilian away from the Argentine. Here's Anthony Elanga. Finds Guimaraes, who continues his run. Bruno Guimaraes. What a pass for Barnes on the outside. And on the volley, that would have been a tremendous goal. He can't guide that on target. What a pass this is from Bruno Guimaraes. Chelsea get away with that one. Oh, Harvey Barnes at the fast take, completely unmarked. You're expecting the net to bulge. Caicedo with a brilliant pass here to Enzo Fernandez. Here's Enzo Fernandez. He's got plenty of options. Fizzes it to Garnacho on the left-hand side. Garnacho shoots again with his weaker foot. This is where we need Garnacho to just show his composure here. Oh, what a strike that was from Barnes. He hits it on his side foot, but he slices the volley. Eddie Howe knows what a massive chance that was. That could have been the 3 points for Newcastle United, who have made heavy weather in the second half. This game is still there to be won. Chelsea should win their headers here, with Newcastle removing all their size with Voltemada. Newcastle keep the ball in midfield though. Caicedo goes nibbling around. It's a brilliant challenge by Moy, and it's certainly a yellow card for Lewis Hall. A lot of cynical fouls taking place here. Moises Caicedo again winning a ball he has no right to win. Then he set Pedro Neto on that right hand side. Lewis Hall, knowing that there is no way that he's going to catch up with Pedro Neto, hauls him down by his arm. Free kick at the halfway line here. It's a good foul. It's a good yellow card to concede there by Lewis Hall. Trevor Chalobah tries the expansive switch there to Pedro Neto. What a pass that is to Enzo Fernandez. Enzo finds Alejandro Garnacho. Keeps the ball well this time. He gets it back from Cucurella. Here's Garnacho. It's a terrible cross. Garnacho's trying to take responsibility on. Maybe better to try and delegate it. It's not coming off his right foot here, neither on his left. Chelsea looking a bit desperate for the winner here. You've deserved it in terms of second half display, but football is a 90-minute game. Caicedo does well to ride the challenge. Brilliant there from Moy. Oh, certainly a foul. Sandro Tonali has committed fair few challenges. Gets away with another one here. 3 minutes plus stoppage time remain. This would be a crazy winner if Chelsea can get it. Here's Moises Caicedo, who's had a tremendous second half. Cucurella finds Garnacho on the left-hand side. Cucurella busting his gut to get there forward. Cucurella's in the box. Anthony Elanga does very well to track the run. Cucurella, first time on the outside. Made the run in. Enzo Maresca knows that the game is there to be won. Just a moment of quality. That's all we need. Could come off a set piece as well. Reece James has already tried to bail us out of danger once with that outrageous free kick. Can he deliver a pitch perfect ball here? There'll be scenes for the away fans who have travelled all the way up north. It's one of the longest journeys from London to Newcastle as James delivers. Ramsdale at the comfortable gather. And he's looking for that quick release as well. It's a brilliant ball. It's a 1v2 here, but the pace for Anthony Elanga is there. It's 3v2 now. Elanga with the effort. It's a poor effort there by Anthony Elanga. He would have been much wiser to try and find the pass. Two of his teammates making that 70-80 yard run from deep. Brilliant distribution there by Aaron Ramsdale. And now it's Anthony Elanga. Can he show his composure? He squared up Cucurella. Has to look for the pass. Instead, he went for the far corner, off balance. Sanchez is a giant in goal, and it looked like he might have had the far stick covered. Ramsey is off. And Joe Willock is on in his place here. Newcastle making all their subs here. Chelsea have made just the two. Cole Palmer and Malo Gusto both making way for Enzo Fernandez and Andre Santos. Brilliant there from Santos. Moises Caicedo wins the ball back somehow. And here's Andre Santos. That cannot be a foul, ref. There's no way that's a foul. Oh my word. Enzo Maresca has already been booked, and if he's not careful, he's going to get a touchline substitution here. This is a brilliant challenge. This is not a foul. This is not a foul either. That's crazy. Oh my word. That is criminal from the referee. He stopped a Chelsea attack, and it's given Newcastle a chance to pump this ball into the box here. Final minute of normal time. Guimaraes delivers that into the box. Oh, the Chelsea don't defend that well. It's Elanga. It's cleared away by Chalobah somehow. Chelsea get fortuitous there. Throw in for Newcastle United. Their fans are up for it here. It's going to be a hostile last few minutes here. Bruno Guimaraes' ball is cleared away by Chalobah. We're into stoppage time territory here. I expect about 6 minutes at least. Here's Lewis Hall. Sandro Tonali. 5 minutes of stoppage time. It ain't much, but it's enough. Chelsea do navigate that situation here. 5 minutes of stoppage time. This really is last chance saloon for Chelsea. Good change of angle there by Sandro Tonali. Well, Malik Thiaw had made that phenomenal jump. Great leap from the centre half. Timed it to perfection. Nearly found Joe Willock. If he got a better first touch, it's a clean strike at goal. And Chelsea win the second ball back. Second half has been all Chelsea. Newcastle with no attempts on goal. Chelsea with 4. But it took 2 individual moments of brilliance to get ourselves back into this contest. Chelsea now trying to measure one last opportunity. It's brilliant from Joao Pedro again. He has been heroic in the second half. Enzo Fernandez feeds it onto the right-hand side. Oh, he's asking so much out of Joao. He somehow squeezes the ball back in. That is a criminal pass. Is that Pedro Neto again? I'm sure it is. His weight of pass has been garbage. Look at Joao Pedro, man. The amount of effort he has made to first win the header, then make the run on the right-hand side. And the least Pedro Neto can do is find his feet. Instead, he overhits that. It's a waste. Pedro Neto has been so disappointing. As I mentioned before, if he doesn't score an assist, I mean, he does work so hard off the ball. You have to give him that. But the quality on the ball, which is the primary function for a winger, has to be better. Garnacho has shown a lot more personality in the second half, but his quality has been lacking. But he goes time and time again. 3 minutes of stoppage time remaining. Can Chelsea do what would be the unthinkable? 3 points at St. James's Park has not happened for 5 years here. Haven't even gotten a point off for a while. Andre Santos gets dispossessed there by Lewis Miley. Great leap there by Johan Wissa. Chelsea recover the ball back. Keep it short, keep it short. Come on, just fashion one more chance. Keep the pressure. Newcastle will have jangly nerves, that's for sure. Chalobah does well. Garnacho on the left-hand side. Be responsible with the ball. Show composure. Santos, certainly a foul, but referee doesn't even acknowledge the foul. Caicedo, don't try anything foolish, please. Reece James onto the right-hand side. Here's Pedro Neto. He owes us a moment of quality. He crosses that into the box. It's a terrible ball. Pedro Neto with the most brain-dead of footballs there. Just kills our attack and now sets off Newcastle on the attack of their own. Onto the right-hand side. Anthony Elanga hasn't made the impact since coming on, but his fresh legs have stretched the pitch. It's a brilliant ball in. Enzo Fernandez is there. Chelsea worked that out brilliantly again. Here's Moises Caicedo. Surely last chance. Oh, Caicedo's left that short. Garnacho does well. Pedro Neto finds himself on the left-hand side here. Both wingers on the same side. Pedro Neto. Oh, it's a terrible ball again. Pedro Neto. My goodness me. He is a liability to our squad, man. He cannot find basic passes. I mean, why is that not to the feet of Garnacho? Surely last chance now. Wesley Fofana. Newcastle looking to protect and take a point here now. Enzo Fernandez. Reece James. Wesley Fofana. Moises Caicedo. Final minute of stoppage time here. Pedro Neto gets the 1-2 with Andre Santos. Chelsea not doing much, but still keeping the ball just outside the box. Pedro Neto. Time really running out for Chelsea. Wesley Fofana. Enzo Fernandez put under pressure. He gets robbed off the ball. That's poor there from Chelsea. And now Newcastle United have a chance here for the counter-attack. Reece James should get there first. His header is a loose one there, but Sanchez does brilliantly here. Time really running out for Chelsea. Final attack, surely. Come on. Here's Andre Santos. Clever pass there for Alejandro Garnacho on the outside. Cucurella has made his way into the box. Decent header. Andre Santos trying to win that header back. Garnacho pulls out of the challenge. That is not good from him. And the referee spots the foul on Sandro Tonali, and that just might be that. They're checking whether or not it could have been a penalty late on here with Reece James doing a phenomenal work of that header. Is that a foul on Harvey Barnes is what they were checking. Might have been, he just tugs his arm, but it's outside the box. He won't get the decision. It's not inside the box, but that was clever there from Reece. I think that just might be that in terms of action here. Chelsea somehow escape with a point at St. James's Park. It'll be disappointing that we don't get all three, but we've had so much of it to do. They're checking whether or not it's a possible red card here for Reece James for the denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. Well, Sanchez is getting there first. It's not a clear goal-scoring opportunity because... Is he going to give the red? Yep, it's been waved off, rightfully so. Reece James will not miss time off. Second half much better there from Chelsea, but that first half performance is where Enzo Maresca really needs to try and iron things out here. It's been a common pattern, it's been a common theme throughout our campaign this season where we just do not play good in the first half. But in the second half, we're a much better team. We're asking a lot in terms of a performance at St. James's Park. A point is all that we can muster. It could have been a whole lot worse, but the second half performance definitely deserved at least a point. Ramsdale pumps that forward. We're into borrowed time and the referee blows his full-time whistle. It's 2-2 at St. James's Park. Chelsea come from 2 goals down at half-time with a rally in the second half that the team can be proud of. But the first half, again, questionable from Enzo Maresca's men. Nick Woltemade scored the first half brace. Had a couple of opportunities to get that first half hat-trick. He was ineffective in the second half. Johan Wissa came on and made life a lot more difficult for the Chelsea centre-backs. But we needed 2 brilliant goals to bail out a point here. It started off with that Reece James free kick. 5 minutes into the second half, it was a magnificent free kick. Dead centre, about 25-27 yards across. He curled that brilliantly, and then João Pedro in the 66th minute with all his own work, showing ridiculous composure in front of goal at the end of it to slot it past Aaron Ramsdale. Newcastle in the second half could not create those opportunities. Harvey Barnes had one at the end. A left-footed volley went just past. Chelsea not doing enough, but after match week 17 and the early kickoff, we find ourselves in 4th position, 3 points behind the chasing pack. Crystal Palace, Manchester United, Liverpool and Sunderland will all be eyeing to get closer to Chelsea. Newcastle United remain in the bottom half. Their form under Eddie Howe has been topsy-turvy, but is this the game that gives them a little bit of a lift? They'll be disappointed to drop the 2 points, but it could have been a whole lot worse for them after the second half. Both managers will be relatively pleased, but the underlying feeling will be of disappointment. But it's full time here at St. James's